Hi, it's Cynthia here. Today I wanted to talk about the difference between blame and accountability. And this came up the other week during the certification course that I'm running to be certified to be an intentional communicator. And we were talking about what is it that prevents us from speaking in a kind, honest, and healthy, helpful, and non-judgmental way. And one of the things that does that is casting blame. And one of the students said, I understand that blame holds us back from speaking in a way that is kind, honest, and helpful. But sometimes we do want to hold somebody accountable. So really, what's the difference between blame and accountability? And she wondered if I could talk a little bit more about that. So I wanted to talk about it here today in case it's helpful for you as well. And blame, we'll start with blame. Blame is hurtful, right? It's where we assign responsibility for a fault or a wrong. And this comes from our ego. It's our defense mechanism. We get into attack mode. And it's a distortion of what's true. And so really what happens is that it's much easier for us to blame other people than to accept responsibility a lot of the times. So with blame, we could be blaming someone else for what's not working right in our life. We could be blaming our partner for not turning in a project on time because when he came home, we got distracted. We can also blame ourselves, thinking that we personally cause bad things to happen all the time, that everything bad that happens is our fault. And these types of scenarios prevent speaking in a kind, honest, and helpful way because they aren't true, and they're not honest, and it's not kind, and it's not helpful. And really what it is blame is steeped in anger. And we play the victim role when we blame others. And we have a tendency really just to not see ourselves or not see our role in the situation. And it becomes more permanent in our minds where we focus on faults of someone else that we can't do anything about. Whereas if we shift over and we look at accountability on the other hand is when we hold someone responsible for something that we possibly gave them ownership of in the first place. So at work or even at home, right, you could potentially ask your son to take out the trash and he'll say, I'll do it, and then he doesn't. The difference is that it's compassionate to hold someone accountable because the intention is to teach. So the Zen teacher Benkai said, in criticizing, the teacher is hoping to teach. We don't hold someone accountable to make a point or to show off or to act superior, which is what we often do when we blame somebody else. So holding someone accountable is only to teach. So if it is not coming from the intention to teach, then it is blame. So asking yourself, am I about to teach something, is a really good indicator of if you're blaming or holding someone accountable. So if you're a supervisor, right, or a manager, your role is to criticize if it will help the person, the team, improve. Saying, I have some observations that might help you. Would you like some feedback? Accountability also, it leads with compassion, that we want to understand the chain of events that has led to these results. So we're not angry at the person. We simply acknowledge that there was a reason for this person to act in such a way. So maybe the experiences that they've had, their upbringing, really seeing the person as total. And if we know how to help, then we help, and we don't allow our anger to take over. But we learn from this mistake, and we move on. So that's the difference, really, between blame and accountability. And hopefully this was helpful. And if you have questions about it, thoughts, opinions, I'd love to hear. Hope you guys are enjoying your day, and we'll connect soon. Bye.